Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't, real quick, go ahead and smash that subscribe button or the join button if you're watching this on Facebook. Today, we're going to be installing the skid plate from Miller Cat, as well as my customized covers, one there and one you'll see later, and their new added radiator shield on the front. This is a paid advertisement, by the way, and there is a discount code RobMotive to save 5% on the best skid plate out there in my experience. We've got everything kind of laid out in a couple of places. This is the skid plate itself, right? And then I did a little sprucing up for my own personal choice, I guess, or taste. Actually added a channel logo on here, and I painted some parts, some colors. Just something a little extra I like to do, right? Also did a little painting on this front radiator shield over here, just to keep it black. You don't have to do that, of course. It comes all silver, like the skid plate that you can see here. First of all, you want to remove the air dam on the front. If you haven't yet, or you still have it, make sure you reinstall the 2 screws on each corner to hold that felt piece that kind of is the wheel well, right? After that, you want to remove the gravel guard that's underneath, and if you have the other plate that's right behind that, you want to go ahead and take that off too. Pretty simple to do, just a few bolts. Now, to jump into the install, first thing you want to do is grab the radiator guard, and by the way, this is a new feature for Miller Cat. They provide some what I'll call noise reduction strips. I'm not exactly sure what the purpose of them is, but I think it's to kind of dampen this on the front so it doesn't rattle around and make noise. They're just double-sided taped. You can see this is the location where I put mine. Clean off the areas with a little bit of rubbing alcohol first, just to make sure they stick on there real well. Now, if you don't have the existing cross member on the front, and I believe I do. It looks to me like this is the cross member across here that I'm going to bolt onto. If not, you can go ahead and pick one up. I've got one over there. You'll need that if your truck didn't come with it. So make sure you check that before you jump into the next part of the install. First thing we're going to install is the support bracket. It looks like this, and it should go on the truck like this. As you're looking at it from the front, you're going to go ahead and install some M8 button head screws. And here's all the hardware. These are the bigger headed screw, if you will, and they do a really good job providing illustration of what they look like. It's, of course, this one. So we're going to go ahead, crawl underneath, get this mounted. I am going to put some Loctite on. They provide it with the kit, so why not use it? And it's probably a good idea. The first tool that we're going to need is a 5mm Allen key. So we'll take that under with us and go ahead and get this bracket mounted. These do require a washer. I don't think I mentioned that in the beginning. And just find the holes in the cross member here, or the engine frame mount, I guess. They're pretty easy to spot. We've got the bracket fixed up underneath there, or attached. So now I'm going to slide the skid plate under. And for me, I'm going to use a creeper folded up as a step, or a seat, I guess, because it's the right height with the truck up on the blocks. So I can just slide the skid plate under there. Obviously, if you have a second set of hands to help you do this, it would be beneficial. You can also use a couple of jack stands or something. But we're going to go ahead with 6 of the button screws. And these are the, let's see, M8 button head Allens and then washers. So 6 screws, 6 washers, some Loctite, and a 5mm Allen key. We're going to start in the rear, as it shows in the directions here, loosely, because you want to have some play in it to get it fastened the way that you want it to be, right? So we're going to go ahead and do that next. Just going to get the back started, again, loosely, because we want to be able to adjust as we go. I'll tell you, this stool is working out really well for me. Now we're going to move over to the front. Okay, I actually went out a little bit out of order. I attached the rear. You're supposed to attach the middle to the support bracket that we put on a little bit earlier. So I'm going to see if I can go ahead and push it up and attach it to that support bracket you can see right there now in the center. So hopefully that's going to be as easy as the rear, because believe me, that rear part was easy to do. And I would say if I can get these on just as easily, I would start with the rear, but let's find out. I did put Loctite on the bolts, by the way, so that's already done. So there, I've got the two center ones in now, again using one in the front to steady it while I got the center bracket pieces on here, and that worked really well. Now, checking the filter, it's right up here through this giant hole. Perfect. So now we just have to install the radiator shield, which kind of tucks in over the top. All right, that was amazingly easy. So now I've got the radiator guard and everything else on here. Man, this went really smoothly. I'm going to go around and tighten up all of the screws. There is a torque spec in the instructions. It gives you the range of 120 to 140 inch-pounds. Conversion for that to foot-pounds, which I think is most torque wrenches, is 11.6. So I torqued them down to 11.6. Now, something I noticed that's not in my instructions are these side covers, shields, winglets, I'll call them. They go here on the sides, you may see the holes, and that's to protect stuff from coming in on the sides, right? They're pretty simple. They just line up like so, and I did paint mine black just because I wanted to. But they just bolt in from the bottom. They're threaded holes, pretty simple to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put those on, and then we're going to get to the covers, and I'll show you the access that you have to the filter and the oil drain plug, or the fumato valve, if you do what I did, after I get these in. So we're going to go ahead. These are pretty simple if I remember. They just sit here like so and bolt in. And again, they're to protect from things entering from the sides, I suppose. So we're going to go ahead and screw these in. It's pretty easy to do. And there you go. That's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead, torque them down to the same as the others, so the same screws, and we'll move on. We are almost done. These are the covers that I customized, as I showed you guys earlier. Now, let's take a quick look at the access we have. Hopefully it's light enough under here. I think so. You can see here is the access hole right here on the skid plate that we're going to put a cover over. And directly up above, you can see the filter there, so that you have plenty of access to get in here and change the filter right here. Love that. In the back, you can see right there is the fumato, and you don't have to use that. You could use the just the regular drain plug, but there's the fumato drain plugs that I've installed, and I will put the hose right here on the end, right down through the hole. You can see, and look at all this space. I can fit my whole hand in here. I'm not going to struggle to change the oil with a skid plate. And no matter what skid plate you get, make sure you get one that has access panels. You don't want to be removing this thing every time you need to change the oil. And I know some people say they take it to the dealer, it's their problem. Yeah, it's their problem until they strip out your screws, leave screws out, don't tighten it down, then it becomes your problem. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to put the first panel on. I'm going to start in the back because the front panel is the money shot, right? Let's go ahead and get this on. By the way, torque value for this is 6.6 foot-pounds. This is how it's going to fit right on here, like so. And actually, I'll put it so the RobMotive logo is facing the front, just to be even cornier than I guess I already am being by doing that. But hey, just a personal touch, right? I mean, come on, you got to have some fun, right? By the way, this is a pretty stout cover. Got a little bit of weight to it. Go ahead and get it started, and we'll get the others in. You get the idea. I'll show you once it's completely done. Let's put the front one on. You can see what it's going to look like. It's actually going to face the rear. I could turn it around and have it face this way. It's kind of unidirectional, I guess, but I think it'd be better actually if it went this way. So we'll get her started there. Okay, there you go. That's the final look, rather. Let's take a look from the top. And if you have a lift on your truck, you're definitely going to see this, I think. But there's my cover. There's a look from the front. And here are the, or is the shield for the radiator under here. You guys can see, you get a little more coverage. I think it's an awesome setup. Again, between the access panels, the material, ease of installation. Frankly, I don't know how you beat it. I think it's pretty good. Again, there is a discount code for this. It is code RobMotive. It'll save you 5%. A link down below as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.